Hey, what's up everybody, this is Mike. Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are doing great today. And in today's video, we'll talk about the iFlight ProTek35 HD and why, because of this drone, I'm falling back in love with CINEWHOOPS. So when I first started flying FPV, I was really excited about having a CINEWHOOP in my fleet, mostly because of the fact that they were very smooth, very slow. You were able to fly close to people, you were able to hit some small tight gaps, and that was exciting for me. However, after trying a couple of them out, I quickly realized they are Why? Quick answer, they fly like Long answer, first, they sound terrible. They sound like a vacuum cleaner and everyone turns around to see what's going on, what's happening around them. So flying close to people is really not ideal. Also, they are bad. They fly really bad in terms of flight dynamics and flight performance. You can't do a flip, you can't do a roll, you can't dive, you can't do any of those things that normally you get an FPV drone for. The best thing that they give you is a little bit of stability and flexibility when it comes to flying close to a certain object, because you know that even if you hit them, you won't damage the object or you won't hurt the person. That's the biggest advantage of a CINEWHOOP. But slowly I was getting bored of flying my CINEWHOOPs because they were just not super fun to fly. And here is where this drone comes into play. The iFlight ProTek35, it has been on the market for quite a few months already, but I've only had it for a couple of weeks now. And I have to say, I have been enjoying the hell out of this drone. It's just so much fun to fly. I gave it to a couple of friends of mine to test it out, people who only fly 5-inch drones, and they were really excited to see how fast this drone is, how capable it is. It can do it all. It can dive from a very high altitude down to the ground. It can do some flips and rolls, and it can do pretty much anything else that you would do with a 5-inch drone. However, it comes protected with these improved ducts with a little foam on the front and on the side, and actually around all of the drone you have that protective foam, which prevents you from damaging the frame and the ducts when you crash into something. You also have the ability to strap a full-sized GoPro. Here I have my GoPro Hero 9 Black, and honestly this is probably one of my favorite things, because I was getting so bored of always using that naked GoPro 6. I wanted to move on from it and only use my GoPro 9 and have that fluidity between my regular FPV shots taken on a 5-inch drone and my CINEWHOOP shots, which are also taken on a GoPro Hero 9 Black. I wanted to use the same camera for all of my shots so I can have that fluidity between the shots and not have a different quality when I'm switching from one drone to another. And the thing is, with this drone, you can fly really smoothly, really slowly. That shot over the lake that I shot, the waterfalls, I was flying so slow. I was really enjoying the view. I was taking it all in. And sometimes when you're flying FPV, you don't want to be super fast. You want to actually take some time to observe the nature, to observe the view. And for that, this drone can be perfect. However, if you want to switch things up, you want to use that same drone for something a little bit faster, maybe following a guy riding on a motorcycle like I did, you can still do it. Now, granted, my friend was not riding his motorcycle very quickly because it was one of his first times on a motorcycle. However, it was no problem for the ProTek35. Even sometimes I was very quick and I was passing him, missing him being in the shot. So yeah, for the most part, I have been enjoying a lot this ProTek35, and I think depending on what type of shot I want to get, I would use this drone a lot more, just because of that safety feature that, you know, you can't really beat. Now, one thing I want to mention is that the huge power increase compared to my previous CINEWHOOPs that I've tried is due to the fact that this is the 6S version of this quad. They also offer the 4S version, but this one is obviously more powerful. It comes with the 2205 motors, 2300 kV, and they are definitely very powerful, like I mentioned already. I use this drone with a 6S 1300 mAh battery from CINEWHOOPS line, this yellow pizza edition of these batteries goes really well with the drone as well, and it gives me a total flight time of about 4 to 5 minutes with the GoPro on it. And if I don't use the GoPro, I can go up to 7 or 8 minutes of total flight time, which is incredible for a quadcopter weighing that much. And speaking about weight, the total takeoff weight of this drone with the ND filter and the GoPro and the battery, everything is about 700 grams. So it's really not super lightweight. It's just as heavy as a normal 5-inch quadcopter. However, with all that protection that it has all around the drone with the foam and also the ducts, it is understandable that it has to weigh around that mark. There are a few things that I don't like about this drone, of course, and the first thing is the camera. It comes with this pretty bad Caddx Nebula camera, which is the old version. It's, I think, the V2 Nebula camera. It's not the Nebula Pro, which is pretty good. It is the older one. So I definitely don't like the quality. It comes with a 16:9 aspect ratio, which cannot be changed in your goggles. So that's something that you should consider. And the main thing is that due to the shortage of air units from DJI, they had to switch it up, and instead of an air unit, they put a Caddx Vista on the back. This drone used to come with the air unit and 2 antennas on the back, but now it only comes with 1 antenna because of that Vista inside. And the camera, like I said, is the bad Nebula, which I don't like. You can always exchange this camera afterwards yourself if you have some of these cameras lying around in your arsenal. You can do that. I personally have one that I plan to switch and put here, but for the review I wanted to test the Nebula camera, of course, and show you some footage from it, because at first, when you are used to the regular air unit camera or the improved Nebula Pro, this one seems pretty bad. However, it takes literally no time to get adjusted to it, and you start to just get used to it. So it's really not that bad. However, I would really prefer to have the better version on it if possible. Now, another thing which I don't like is the fact that, again, this CINEWHOOP is pretty loud. This is honestly a problem that all CINEWHOOPS, especially the ones that are ducted the way that this one is, they all have the same issue, and that's just how they sound. And I don't like the sound. It is pretty embarrassing to fly close to people with this, so you have to deal with that. If you are planning to fly close to people, at least they have to know that you will be flying close to them, because otherwise it seems really, really weird and it's very loud and noisy. So it will be bothering lots of other people if you fly close to them, so keep that in mind. And the final thing which I don't like about this drone is its price. If you're using Crossfire like me, you have to get the Nano RX version, which means that you'll get the receiver and also the Mortal T antenna on the back. Also, I would advise you to get the 6S version if you're using 6S batteries. That will greatly improve your flying experience with the CINEWHOOP. However, this will also increase the price a little bit more, and I think the final price of this quad, without the GoPro of course, and the batteries, is $440, which is quite steep. However, I think if you're getting this, you will use it a lot, because it will not be as limiting as other quads have been, at least for me. So maybe the final price will be worth it for you. I think especially if you're planning to use it for commercial shots where you will be actually earning some money back from your gear. I think this is a great investment, and you will be very, very happy to fly this for all sorts of different purposes. So final words, I definitely enjoyed flying the ProTek35 HD. The drone flies great, it's fast, it's nimble, it's smooth. It comes pre-tuned from iFlight, so you really don't have to do anything to set it up other than bind it to your radio and you're good to go. So for the most part, I think it's one of the best investments when it comes to FPV quadcopters, and specifically to CINEWHOOPS, that you can make in 2021. I will be posting a lot more videos recorded with the iFlight ProTek35 HD on my channel in the upcoming weeks and months, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. This is Mike from Drone Supremacy. Take care everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.